Looking at the online dispatch missions, one thing that catches my attention is that there's one that lets you get A+ combat people. I click on it, and you scroll down. Like, it has a big, scary predicted losses of 40%, but it says success chance is 100% chance, and your reward is apparently 30 A+ soldiers. And there's no, like, chance of getting them, you just get 30, apparently. And, like, a predicted loss of 40% for 20 people is, what, 8 characters? So I could lose 8 people, but I could gain 30, and they're all A+. And if I highlight B, it still says 100% chance, and nothing changes the predicted loss rate, so I would just be trading a whole bunch of B rank soldiers for a whole bunch of A+ rank soldiers, which seems like a pretty big upgrade as far as I can tell. The one downside seems to be the fact that it's split between combat and intel for the people that I'm forced to send in, which means that I could lose intel people instead of combat people, which would be a net loss for that department. But I could also just do the intel one afterwards. There's one of those too. Let's give it a shot. Deployment time, 5 days. Have fun, guys.
Unit dispatched.
I believe this is real time, though. Finish now. Oh, you can spend... Let's find out how much it would cost. I'm not gonna do it, I don't think. Whoa! It costs 598. That's half as much as it costs to get one of those bases. Granted, I still haven't checked how much that translates into real money, but I don't want to spend any, really. But the funny thing is that because of the spacing of my recording sessions for this game, like, the next episode after this one might be 5 days from now when I record it. So that might already be done, so I could actually benefit really greatly from these missions, even though they say they're going to take a long time. Anyway, on to that next mission. Aim true, ye vengeful.
Boss, this contract comes from the Mbeli rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother. His number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, "I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive." It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss.
Alright, it's a Fultoning mission. So, group of child soldiers who have broken away from the Mbeli rebels have abducted their XO. Extract both child soldiers, commander, and the XO. Okay. I was just checking the description to see if it says a specific location. Oh, doesn't matter. I only get one location for landing.
Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
If I'm sneaking up on a bunch of kids to try to tranquilize them and extract them and stuff, seems like a decent time to go to nighttime again. And I think it's good to have, I almost said dog meat, wow. It's a decent time to have DD around, just as background scouting. He's obviously a bit more immediately reliable than the alternative. Switch to the right starting weapons, there we go. And this one should be C4. Let's see, okay. So, grenades on the far left. I should check in on that. I assume if I equip C4 to the far left, then that it'll be the default weapon for that direction at that point. So how far away is our target? Quite far away. Alright, I think I'll see you guys when I get a little closer.
Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid.
The map has been updated.
Over here it looks like.
High ground. Looks perfect for reconning the village.
Alright, I'll just head right over there. We have a few what's that? Oh, it's a plant. Okay. It's so bright, it actually looks like a piece of the HUD. Like an icon that I hadn't seen before. Because it's so bright yellow. Alright, I'm trusting DD here, and he doesn't seem to be spotting anything nearby, so I think we're relatively safe to continue. Only thing nearby at the moment is some animals. They're usually not interested until you get pretty close. Alright, here's our recon point. Sprinting there loudly, just like how quiet does. The paradoxically loud quiet.
You have arrived at your destination.
Oh.
Okay, that's the General's brother. His number 2. Get him out of there, boss.
We're looking for the other one too, though, right? A lot of unused spots around here. I wonder if the children are undisciplined by comparison, and therefore more likely to actually just actually go to sleep at night and not man these posts. Is it not scanning that kid?
There he is.
Oh.
Has been updated.
Extract him.
Okay. Let's get my silenced weapons out. Did that guy have a helmet? No. We get to the point. We get to point our guns at grown-ups and watch them jump out of their skin. You really hate them, huh? Alright. He's getting a power chip out of this. We've spotted both of our objectives. Let's just see if D-Dog can help me out here. Trying to get into too much of a mess. I'm trusting you to keep an eye out, buddy. Hopefully the rain doesn't deaden his senses or something. Is anyone in that tower? Nope. This whole place is surprisingly unmanned at the moment. I keep trying to zoom in twice. Hello. Please don't turn around. Oh, I missed. I should probably be a little concerned about the fact that I'm injecting them with multiple rounds, increasing like repeated injections of tranquilizers on small children probably has an increased risk that should probably be worried about. Also, don't mind me. Yeah. I used 2 just in case. I know some stuff requires 2. I don't know if these do. Anything to grab real quick? Nope. Keeping an eye out. Hello. Oops. That was just a bad shot, frankly. I'm a little embarrassed by that one.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
I'm gonna try to take that character out real quick before I start making any noise. Whoopsie. That's not what I was going for.
Enemy
Oop.
presence detected. The map
Where?
has been
Where?
updated.
Oh, hello. They're kind of coming this way. Shut up. Shut up, it's quiet time. Oh, he surrendered, didn't
A group of
he?
child soldiers. No, must be a squad they had out on patrol. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Is there a whole patrol
Boss,
coming in? Oh yeah,
another
there
child
is.
soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more than one patrol out.
Oh wow, they are all
Security will be
around.
tighter now. Watch yourself.
Alright, we need to get to that truck. Get in the truck. Jeep, whatever. Okay. Getting a little bit of trouble here now. Oh yeah, I'm about to get spotted at this rate. Quickly. Quickly. They wearing helmets? Uh-oh, yeah they are. Well, this one's their leader. So I just need to grab this guy real quick. We're in the darkness, so maybe they won't spot me right away. There we go. Bye! Oh god damn it. Why'd you fall out? Why'd you have to go and fall out? What's going on there?
Now you just need to extract the General's number 2.
Alright, that was my earlier concern for sure, is that he wouldn't fall out. Looks like I'm not allowed to extract him that way. I was able to get rid of the kid. Alright, that's not working. Whatever. I just gotta get out of here. Do. Which way? Anyway. Probably any direction, actually. Alright, I should have just I guess I should have just hopped in the Jeep and just driven away then. I thought I could get away with extracting them. I was gonna pile another kid into the Jeep to extract them too, but they were all coming in. So I figured I should move away. And I believe I still don't have... I don't think I have the ability to extract children directly yet. Lifesaver, 120 heroism. Alright. They're giving me the Lifesaver award for extracting children. Which is a little amusing. Oh right, I have to call in a helicopter, stupid. My bad. I forgot, like I can't just leave the area. I need to actually extract the character. Alright, so now I can't detonate that C4, because that's... I can't guarantee that the child soldiers aren't surrounding those locations like crazy right now. So I'm just gonna have to move forward. These missions are getting pretty brief. I guess that may explain why there's so many of them. Because there's a few of them that are like an hour and a half long, but this one and the last one are just like, little camp, grab those 2 guys. In fact, they're both a case of go into this little place and grab 2 guys. I just realized that, I didn't even think about it, but it was totally raining, which should be a concern for me. I guess it's not anymore. I guess I'm just leveled up enough that it doesn't matter anymore, but at some point, the fact that they were green was a problem. Oh shit. Hey you.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Today's your lucky day, surprise prisoner that just kind of showed up. By the way, I just want to give this game kudos really quick for not being a game that would fail me. Like, how many games have there been that would fail me for walking away from my objective by like 50 feet like I just did? So many games. Alright. Here we go. There we go. We got 3 prisoners for the price of 2. Minus if you try to calculate full-time costs, I guess.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.
There we go. Probably because I wasn't wandering around extracting things.
Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon, and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care.
Quarantine platform has been constructed. Move between platforms using iDroids. Oh yeah, but that's the same stuff. That's a new platform though. That's interesting. Hello, A++, brass squirrel. Sleeping gas specialist. He was just a random dude we encountered. I could probably make knockout grenades now or something. And speaks Afrikaans. Alright. That guy was just around. Oh, cool. Our new guy that we got from the mission is a troublemaker. Because he's unsanitary?
Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Oh, maybe Quiet was trying to kill that one guy because he was the carrier of this plague that's coming after us.
Mission
Look
list
closely.
updated.
Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. It'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. They will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
Oh, so everything's paralyzed. Can't fire or dispatch any staff. They put us in a situation where you can't use your base, like right after they give you the online features. That seems like a weird order to do those things in. I wouldn't be surprised. Two theories, kind of. What if that unsanitary guy that we brought in is infecting people, but at the same time the quiet scene happened before that? And I'm kind of suspecting that Quiet's random act of aggression may have been that she can actually detect the sickness and was trying to kill the person that was the maybe even patient 0 or something. We'll see. Let's see, he's supposed to be good at base development, right? Ashton Stallion. Oh. Different view. Here we go. Unsanitary. Yep. Causes trouble within the unit, making staff sick. I'm gonna go ahead and change your assignment to quarantine.
Staff has been quarantined.
There we go. I'll take a look around.
We'll quarantine the staff you specified. Did you figure out what's causing the infection?
Not necessarily. But I'll take a look around to see if I can find anyone else that looks like they're unsanitary, and I'll send those people over. That seems like a starting point. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm focused on the wrong thing here. These are just random... Let's just send these guys all back to where they were.
Select unit.
For now, I'll just send them to the waiting room and I'll figure something else out from there. I should pay closer attention. So we need to find out what these guys have in common. I was going about it wrong. I was thinking, whoa, I was ignoring the context of the video game itself, and I was just thinking, we'll go after everyone who is dirty, because that's how plagues happen. But I need to pay attention to the story here. Like, Quiet does not speak, and she's hunting down people. We went through a whole... We saw a bunch of bodies dumped out. We have plagues. We have a facility where people are being forced to listen to audio that's like inside their bodies. And they specifically said that it's not English. And what do we have that we can compare between characters in this game? Freaking spoken languages. So, we know it's not English, but what else can we like it's not going to be a stat, is it? It's not going to be like everyone is good at mechanical repair. No, because these aren't particularly good soldiers to begin with. And their skills aren't in common. I don't think their names are going to have anything in common. And I don't think the game's going to make me judge their race. That'd be a little awkward. Although there's somewhat funny that it seems that like none of them are black at all. Although these two look like they're the same person, which is also weird. So I'm pretty sure that all the hints that we've had indicate language. So now I just need to figure out what language these guys all have in common. And then freaking take all those people and pull them in, I guess. So... Russian, Kikongo, English, Afrikaans. So this person only has 4. I think he has the least out of all of them. By the way, I just want to point out that these characters are fucking like sextuple lingual and shit, because that's insane. How do they speak so many languages? That's crazy. But this person speaks 4 languages. That's the least out of this pile. English we can count out immediately, because they said that that's not what they were being forced in the creepy camp. So it's either Russian, Kikongo, or Afrikaans. So let's look for Russian. Russian is on all of them. Kikongo. Kikongo is on all of them. Okay. Afrikaans. This person does not speak Afrikaans. So, it could be Russian or Kikongo. I guess I could just quarantine both. Just to make sure that we don't freaking make a mistake here. First of all, what I'll do real quick is, what? 2 people just died at the epidemic? Damn it, I'm in the middle of this, asshole. Oh well. I was just going to, assign all staff to... it's fine. We don't need to get those guys out of the waiting room necessarily. Let's just take care of this before people... Whoa. Oh, this is the brig. I was like, are there something less people in quarantine? Oh, shit. Quarantine grew like crazy when I looked away. Okay. More people are getting automatically quarantined. Well, this person doesn't speak Russian, so it has to be... It has to be Kikongo then. Okay. Wow. I waited around for a little bit and some time freaking escalated. There's a weird thing where time is passing in the background, but they only actually show you the results of the time passing when... I'm sorry, where's language? Recruitment... Persuasion? What is that? None of these seem to say... language.
Caution. Rain approaching.
Is there not a sorting option for freaking language? Skills, maybe? That's weird, right? Then none of these say recruitment, suitability, skills, direct combat, mission status, medals, persuasion, health status. Persuasion, is that? What's persuasion mean, even? I'm actually not sure. Necessarily. I don't know, I guess I'll look for them for Congo real quick. Jesus Christ, this is gonna take forever. Alright. Well, I have a total of how many people in this staff? Where's all staff? I have 599 people. 230 of them are currently in quarantine for speaking Kikongo. I hope I made the right call and interpreted this correctly, but damn, we lost like 6 to 8 levels for every part of the faction of our base all at once. So, we're gonna have to get busy finding that cure, which I suspect may have something to do with the main story, because where the hell else is it gonna be? So, and I assume that the disease happens in real time, because it seemed to happen already a little bit, so I guess I should just get busy finishing these missions. 5 dead due to epidemic.
Incredible, boss. Thanks to you, the number of new victims has plummeted. And the common point between the infected, is it really possible for a disease to spread because of that?
Weird. He doesn't actually say what the common point is, as if to not give it away if you didn't actually understand what you were doing. Oh yeah, just like that, we went from 230 to 228 quarantine people, I believe. Alright. May want to avoid bringing in new people for a while if I can.
Look closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a sparganum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. The infection rate, along with the number of dead, are both on the rise. If we don't find the cause, and soon...
Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House? This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. It could be a counterplay by Skullface.
That's insane. You mean they weaponize parasites?
Parasites as weapons. That definitely falls under the Biological Weapons Convention. But it's something the world would never see coming. And no one's ever developed a vaccine for parasites.
So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa?
It may be. But if it is, how did the Yellow Cake and Walker Gears fit in? There must be something bigger we're not seeing. Anyway, our priority now is to prevent more casualties.
The medical team is studying the infection, but we can't treat anyone until we know the root cause. All we can do right now is halt the spread of infection. Remember before, boss? When Quiet attacked one of our guys on Mother Base, stuck a knife in his mouth. He's one of the very few soldiers who've had contact with her recently. Close contact. I don't think it's a coincidence that he was among those who became symptomatic pretty early on in this epidemic. Saliva and blood spatter, an open wound, mucosal infection. Whatever is causing this got inside him then.
Miller, that is a baseless accusation.
The source of the infection is Quiet. Everyone suspects her.
We don't know that. And we've come across these symptoms before. The bodies in the water at the oil-filled facility, those sick people in the beds at the Devil's House. They're identical to what we've seen while we've been after Cypher. The infection could have come from elsewhere. But at the very least, she does know something.
It's not like she's gonna talk.
No, not through words anyway. But what about her actions? Quiet held a knife to that soldier back then, before he became symptomatic. There must have been a reason for that.
A reason for shoving a knife down the throat of one of our men.
What if she's capable of identifying who's infected? What if she was trying to stop the infection but couldn't communicate that to us? The answer to that The source of the infection might be in the mouths of the infected.
You think there's some kind of clue in their mouths?
I don't know. But maybe there's something about the mouths of those who become symptomatic, something in common.
Something their mouths have in common. Forget it. We can't trust her. Even if she can spot the infected, I don't want her help.
I understand how you feel. But this is something to go on.
Can't you see it's just like I said? Bringing her here was a big mistake. Quiet is gonna be the end of us.
Stand down. You've got zero proof. Try to keep an open mind on this, boss. There has to be a way to identify who's infected.